It is about 2:30 in the morning, and I've noticed a couple of flashes in the sky. Now, this is occurring on a night that I've stayed up a little later than normal, researching some of the things that are taking place, and it's been quite the rabbit hole. We're waiting for another flash, so that's what we're doing here. Come on, show us some flash. Show us multiple flashes. So we have asteroids whizzing by the Earth. We have meteorites breaking up in the atmosphere. How is this affecting us? This is in the news. It's an interesting time for them to come out with the Joker, and there's a lot of controversy around that. Ironically, we've seen a lot of shootings in the last couple of days. Not just around this country, but around this planet. Venus and Jupiter are also in the news. We just saw a flash. So this is not a normal... It doesn't seem like a normal lightning flash. There are other videos on YouTube that are noting the sky looking blue and looking purple in some cases. It's not the aurora borealis in every case. According to spaceweather.com that I frequent quite often, there is information about a volcano erupting out of Russia. And then, when you type in rapture dreams, I'm always open to different perspectives, but even the idea that some people may be led to believe certain things. So there could be massive deceptions also. There's a lot of people acting super convinced about certain things. What I do feel, though, that I believe for certain, is that the world powers are preparing to stage this global war. But on the path to that, we're seeing the unraveling of human consciousness, unfortunately. And I'm a little, we haven't even gotten into the UFOs. So New Mexico, type in New Mexico, type in Albuquerque, and you'll see what's been happening in the last couple of days. So some people think it's a planet. It's being reported to be Venus in the sky. We could be talking about a number of different things at once. This black hole thing with Jupiter is thousands of miles wide. It just came across another new channel that was getting into that. So what are these black holes really? Other people are wondering if the Earth is going to get sucked into one. And they're admitting that there are all these UFOs now, which is suspicious. You really can't trust the government, and they do run a lot of this stuff. They're getting ready for something. There's a lot of this, in some cases, blind, I want to believe type of mentality, where some of us are beyond that. Oh, we believe, we understand, but we're not trying to get in bed with it. And then at the same time, there's the question about are there any alien groups that may be observing us during these periods in which asteroids are flying by the Earth, that may be on the side of humanity, that may be here to help us clean up? And so, on cue, pop culture is alive with talks about UFOs, especially in Colorado. There's a new video on VHX. If you want to support my work and enjoy hearing me talk about things outside of YouTube, I recommend other platforms. I was listening to a woman talk about things going on in her life, and there was massive electronic interference with her channel. Massive. I had to stop the video. And that's not like me. It was so high-pitched for my ear that I had to turn it off. Okay? And we're not even getting into politics. Barely into geopolitics. But China has unveiled a missile that can hit the United States in 30 minutes or less. It is getting very real very quickly. Came across another video on YouTube where a man was sharing his dream of a nightmare, really, of being in a concentration camp in Canada that was run by the Communist Chinese. We just got another flash. This is the first time in the history of my life that I've ever filmed anything in the middle of the night. In particular, flashes. Maybe there's been a few late night videos, early morning videos. But what we're dealing with now are these flashes in the sky. It's now been 12 years since I've interviewed a man that's had his nightmare of China and Russia invading the United States. And it would be hours ago that I would make my 3-hour video, Fourth Horse Rising, public, because people need to see it. There's another flash. And then people respond to these things, to these changes. So asteroids, meteorites, plus the breakup in the atmosphere. What are we breathing? Is this going to cause a zombie outbreak? Is this going to be the rapture? See, I'm not so convinced that it's just one thing. I certainly don't think that we're saved. And I find that the wide array of YouTube videos describing our world being at the cusp of being able to break through all of this evil, it fails to explain to me how it could break through all that evil as so many continue to die. We're a long way off from being in any position to declare full victory. That's not being fully responsible for the job that we're here to do. And that's what people do. They've belittled my concerns, and they've thrown it away. And in some cases, they've thrown me away. And now, these events are beginning to manifest. I had a dream in the last week, and I recall being aware of a surveillance drone passing over my shed here off the grid, and that is not normal for me to have that type of perception. I do believe that we're being monitored at this time. We're being monitored at this time, be they benevolent beings, be they dark beings, be they a mix of both that are at war here on the earth, using the humans as proxies. Here's my kitty hanging on the thread. And so I'm looking at the cat's body language. And the cat was attacked by a raccoon or something earlier in the night. So I brought it back in. There's some really heavy energies. Now, well, the one thing we didn't mention, we have massive cosmic rays. They're hitting a record. It's normal for this part of the solar cycle, but we're going into a solar minimum before the maximum, and that means more cosmic rays. And that could be affecting our neurology and a number of different things. Or we get another flash. As we see a thinning or a weakening Earth's magnetic field, there's a new report saying that it has probably flipped more times than we're aware of. So it's a conjunction of events from and announcements from how we're affected by the sun, these asteroid flybys coming close to Earth that NASA didn't see. And I'm really keeping my eyes on the skies tonight. The government could be very busy tonight observing various phenomena that is not necessarily being made public. We have UFOs in the news in Colorado this week, as well as New Mexico, as well as California. There could be a reason why UFO sightings pop up in certain places because of maybe certain portals or the underground. That was the topic on VHX. What are they hiding underneath our feet in Colorado? Referencing Denver Airport, referencing other places, not by name, but just by general reference, places that you can learn about online. What is going on? And will foreign governments one day, if they breach our nation's defenses, will they be making a beeline for some of these labs?